What up, YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with another video. Recently, I did a 2-minute short titled When a Quarter Was King. Check it out in the description. Today we will continue that subject matter and discuss those times when the quarter was as obtainable as a unicorn, and imagination and ingenuity was king of the moment. Let's take a brief look at the history of Poppin credits. The quest for quarters. When you were a kid in the 80s, nothing was more valuable than a quarter. A single quarter could buy you a chance at glory, a few minutes of pixelated adventure, or bragging rights over your friends. But getting quarters wasn't always easy. Before heading out, we had a ritual, searching the couch cushions, looking under furniture, and even checking payphones along the way. People left change in those things all the time, and if you turned the right coin release, you might just score a few coins. Once we arrived at the arcade, the real hunt began. We'd go scavenger hunting inside the arcade itself. Kids would sometimes put their quarter in and then have to take off because they had homework to do or some chores or something. And they'll just walk away before their turn came up. That was like striking gold, a free game, just waiting to be played. We checked every machine for credits in the game or quarters in the coin return. But when those methods failed, that's when we had to get creative. Act 2. Poppin credits. The 3 methods. Slugs, the least effective method. One of the first things kids tried was making slugs. We would take a nickel and pound it with a hammer until it was the size of a quarter. The problem? It didn't always work, and sometimes the machine would eat the slug without giving a credit. Plus, you had to start with real money to even attempt it, so we quickly lost interest in this method. The paperclip trick. This was one of the most legendary hacks. Pac-Man and similar cabinets had a design flaw where a bent paperclip inserted into the coin return slot could trigger a credit. A quick jiggle and boom, you were playing for free. Of course, this required a bit of finesse and not everyone could master it, but those who did this could rack up endless hours of gameplay. The straw trick. Donkey Kong, Popeye, and more. This was a real game changer because some of the cabinets did not accept the paperclip trick. So some arcade cabinets had door hinges that, when manipulated with a straw, could trigger a credit without ever inserting a coin. A simple push at the right angle and the machine thought a quarter had been inserted. It worked like a charm, and we used it to play games like Donkey Kong, Popeye, and a few others. Act 3. Video game operators, take notice. At first, the operators had no idea what was going on. They just knew that kids were on the machines all day, yet at closing time, the coin boxes were nearly empty. Something wasn't adding up. That's when they started paying attention. They'd walk around watching more closely, trying to catch anyone suspicious. But even then, it wasn't always obvious how we were pulling it off. Their first countermeasures? Turning off the machines randomly throughout the day to clear any accumulated credits. If they couldn't catch us in the act, they'd at least make sure nobody got a free ride for too long. It was an ongoing game of cat and mouse, and for a while, we were winning. Act 4. Life got in the way of arcades. But then, life happened. High school came, we moved to a different neighborhood, and suddenly, video games weren't the only thing on our minds. Girls, sports, and other interests took over. Even though we moved on, we had passed down the knowledge. The next generation of kids picked up where we left off, keeping the tradition alive. Poppin credits didn't die overnight. It lasted for years until recognition finally led to real changes in the arcade security. Act 5. We helped innovate arcade security. Believe it or not, our mischief actually played a role in shaping arcade machine security. The arcade operators, frustrated by lost revenue, contacted manufacturers demanding solutions to stop kids from popping credits. In response, manufacturers started redesigning their cabinets. They introduced anti-string coin slots, more sensitive weight sensors, and reinforced door hinges to prevent tricks like the straw method. They even redesigned the internal coin mechanisms to stop paper clips from triggering free plays. By the late 80s and early 90s, popping credits became nearly impossible. At first, the next generation of kids tried to adapt, finding new tricks to keep the credits coming. But eventually, the battle was lost. The arcades won, and they had to accept that if they wanted to play, they needed real quarters. But they sure had fun while it lasted. I hope you enjoyed this walk down memory lane. Arcade cabinets were a huge part of my youth, and every trip to the arcade was an adventure, especially when we found ways to play for free. It was all in good fun, and little did we know, we were actually pushing arcade manufacturers to innovate their designs. Thank you for watching and sharing these memories. If you like this video, hit that like button, share the video, and leave a comment below with your own arcade experience. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll never miss a new video. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.
Thanks for watching Detroit Love. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. We want to see and read your comments below. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.